All of our bears here at the center, they are here due to something that we call food conditioning. And what that is they get too accustomed to finding areas where lots of people are and getting food out of that. So whether that be campsites or buildings or trash cans, things like that, that's where they are accustomed to finding food. Bear managers in the area will use something called aversive conditioning. And what that is they will use cracker shots, which make really loud noises, rubber bullets, which are designed to not break the skin, but to just essentially hurt, and then Karelian bear dogs, which are trained to chase the bears out of an area. And that's designed to kind of create a negative interaction with humans so that they remember, last time I was getting into human food, I had this negative interaction. I don't want to go through that again, so I'm going to avoid that area. Another thing they might do is try relocation. And so for many of our bears, they have been relocated and deterred from certain areas. But when bears become overly food conditioned, a lot of those behaviors continue and they do not break that habit, and generally they have to be removed from the wild. And unfortunately for most grizzly bears that have to be removed from the wild due to food conditioning, they end up being euthanized. So all of our bears here get to serve as ambassadors for their species, for people to learn about and observe and view. Obviously we're at a much closer distance than what would be safe for us in the wild. And so it's something that's, it's exciting. It's good to see and see how these bears generally would interact with their environment. So for Corum here, he is our oldest bear. He is our largest bear. He is 16 years old, weighing in at about 687 pounds, so almost 700 pounds. And Corum comes from the town of Corum, Montana. And he was getting into all kinds of food sources. He was relocated several different times, and in his last stance he was getting in the back of somebody's truck bed to get into their groceries. So they were unloading their car, he hopped in the back of their truck bed and was actually eating their groceries when they returned. So he was well too accustomed to people, well too comfortable with people, and he had to be removed from the wild. For Bo here, Bo comes from Rainbow Point Campground, which is about 8 miles from here. Some of you might even be staying at Rainbow Point Campground. So he's a very local bear, and that was in 2020, 4th of July weekend. So he's been with us for about 4 years. He's 8 years old now, and he was getting into tents to find food. So people were storing food in their tents, and Bo was going in there and trying to find the food. Now, thankfully, nobody was in those tents at that time, but could have been something that was very dangerous. Bo actually also got in the back of somebody else's truck bed, found their cooler, drank all their beer, wandered around town, and actually found somebody who was asleep in their car. He crawled on top of their car and went to sleep himself. So again, that shows that he's well too comfortable around people, and he had to be removed from the wild. So something to be aware of while you are recreating in bear country is keeping your food and keeping your items that have heavy scent away in bear-resistant containers. You don't want the bears getting into them, not only for your own safety, but for the safety of the bears, because again, when they become food conditioned like that, they have to be removed from the wild, and generally that ends up in them being euthanized, unfortunately. So again, all of our bears are here as ambassadors for their species, for people to learn about their stories and learn about them, see how they interact. While you are here, we do ask a favor of you. Please do not hoot, howl, growl, make loud noises, or call out to our animals. They don't know their names. They will not respond. And oftentimes, if you would like to get a better view of them, the best thing to do is to just sit quietly. If you make lots of noise at them, they will probably get uncomfortable and